You're tuning in to The Soft and the Savage.
The podcast that gives the sugar and the sting.
Say it sweet.
Drag it deep.
Our motto is in and out. So we have a full lineup this week. Cardi B is out here wilding out. And the unknown caller, the Catfish baby.
That was wild.
Yeah, it's like straight out of Dateline. And we're going to talk about Laken Snelling. That's the athlete that put her baby in a trash can, in a trash bag.
She
So,
wrapped
yeah.
it in a towel first.
We're going to get into this Amy Bradley case too. And let's not forget
Oh,
Gypsy Rose Blanchard because you know she's really out here wilding.
she's a mess.
You're listening to
The Soft
and the Savage.
Y'all, Cardi B, this last week I feel like has been hilarious from start to finish. So she goes to court. You know, this incident happened back in 2018 with the security guard that followed her. And basically, the security guard was stalking her at the OB and was taking pictures and then tried to say she assaulted her.
I don't think I was like on a high level of angry. I was more on a high level of concern. Very concerned.
And why were you concerned?
Because I'm pregnant and this girl's about to fucking beat my ass.
Allegedly, that didn't happen. I don't believe it happened based off of the testimony of what I've seen.
I don't either.
It was
She's a
trying to
shit
get,
talker, but she's not a swinger. She's not a fighter.
and she
She's
was
a shit
pregnant.
talker. Yeah.
Yeah, I think she'd fight if she had to fight, but
Yeah.
she's not going to like intentionally stir, not like, I don't feel like that's her
She's not
vibe.
going to go physical because she can hurt you with her words. Did you see her on the stand, though? I mean,
Oh, yeah. When he asked, when that attorney, first of all, it was a Timu attorney for starters, right? But when that attorney asked her about the weight of the woman,
oh my gosh.
and he said she's security big. That's what Cardi said. She's security big. Okay. It's like
I can't. I can't.
that was super. I thought that was really, really funny. But what made it even funnier is that the more he kept asking her questions,
The more crap that was coming out of her mouth. I can't.
first
She
of
was
all, her
honest, though.
facial expressions, she's selling on her CD.
Yeah. Yep.
Cardi B over the weekend
What
was
I
in New
heard.
York City on 125th Street selling
I
CDs like this is 2005.
Listen, she's making the money.
That
That's
is
smart.
so funny to me because,
It's
well,
brilliant,
part
though.
of it, that too, but it's also one of those things where I feel like it makes her very down to earth, where she doesn't
Yeah.
feel like she's too big to really just get out there and be everybody else. She doesn't feel like she's such a celebrity that is beneath her.
Yeah.
And I really like that about her because it brings more of like her being human and
Yeah.
down to earth and the reality of that I like. But I think it's just super funny how everything's progressed with her in terms of this court case because I knew she was going to win
Yeah.
for a couple of reasons. Because the story didn't sound real,
No
for
way.
one. And also, one of the things that I think was a really big deal is the fact that it was a male attorney that interviewed her.
Yeah.
I mean, that cross-examined her. And Cardi B is not intimidated by men at all,
No.
right? She eats them up. Like she used to be a dancer, right? But if I was that attorney, I would have had a female attorney dressed to the nine in like a three-piece Chanel suit to match her energy.
Yep.
That would have maybe gotten a reaction out of her that they wanted. It just
Right.
didn't, the
She
optics
wasn't,
didn't.
no, they weren't going to get that reaction out of a man, and the man was intimidated by her.
Ex- that That too.
Yeah.
And what I also thought was very interesting about it was that she made it into a comedy club, basically.
It
You
was
have
so, it was.
funny,
Yeah.
hilarious.
Yeah.
And
It
also,
almost like it made a mockery out of the whole thing. Like it made the whole thing look less serious though. Like you're out here
but
pulling this bull crap.
that kind of needed to happen. And I feel like it was easy for her to do because of the simple fact that, think about it, she was a dancer.
Yeah.
Right? So in order for you to be in that type of industry, you have to be a people person, you have to be charismatic, you have to know how to really read the room and engage with people without
Hmm.
touching them, right? So she's good at that. And I think that that attorney didn't do a good job on research about her
Yeah. Yep. I
because he
agree.
didn't seem to know much about her. So when he was cross-examining her, the questions didn't really fit the aesthetic of what he was trying to get. So I just feel
Yeah.
like that was a whole flop, and they should have just did a whole better job.
Yeah.
That was just a
It was bad. It was
horrible.
bad. Yep.
Yeah, it was horrible. Horrible. It couldn't
Yeah.
have gotten any worse than that.
It was a shit show. It was
Yeah.
just a shit show.
But you know what we should really talk about? The fact
What?
that somebody asked her if she was one of the uh news people, the
Hmm.
reporters, asked her if her baby was by her ex-husband, and she threw a pen at him walking out of a court case. I just thought that
She
was
threw a
diabolical.
pen at him.
Yes, girl.
That all
I was
right.
like, Cardi.
I'm gonna give it.
I mean,
You just
look.
got off the. So it's over. She walks out and she throws a pen at him.
Well, I think part of it was like the
At least
violation
she
of
waited. At
asking
least she
about
waited till
Offset.
she won before she went and assaulted somebody with a pen. I'm
Right.
just saying.
And honestly, I feel like that part was pretty hilarious.
So the
First
catfish.
of all,
What? No, no. When I watched that and I saw who was responsible, I was so freaking dumbfounded. Did you see it coming?
no,
I did
no,
not see that one coming.
no, no. It To think that your mom was the one who did all of that. For starters, okay, for those of you that don't know what unknown number is, it's a Netflix documentary that it was just released last week, right?
Mhm.
And it's about a girl that was dating this little boy in high school. They were 13, right?
About 13, 14, yeah.
Okay. And the mother started harassing them, sending like sexually explicit text
So
messages,
so
telling her
yeah,
daughter to kill
but they
herself
didn't know it was the mother. Like, you gotta remember,
at
you have
all.
Lauren there and you have Owen. These 2 kids are dating, right? And they're like the high school, like, king and queen. They're like, that couple in high
He's the
school.
popular kid.
Yes. And
Yes.
so all of a sudden they both start receiving these really crazy, wild text messages, just
Hmm.
unhinged, like nasty, vile text messages, and nobody knows who it is. So this happens for what? It happened for like
Two
a year and
years.
a half.
2 years.
Yeah. They're
Yeah, like
getting
two
these
years.
messages, and these messages just, they just keep getting more vile. I mean,
And just an example, one of the messages to her daughter was, your boyfriend doesn't want to be with you because you don't give him
head.
low pops.
Yeah.
Okay. So keep in
Who?
mind, we're talking about a 13-year-old little girl.
Yeah.
That is diabolic.
Yeah. Who, first of all, who even thinks to talk like that to your kid? Even if the kid doesn't know it's you, like, what is going through your head when you're talking to your kid, when you're texting your kid? Like, and then you have the whole "go kill yourself" text messages, which I thought were like completely unhinged because what if she would have done it?
That and she's telling her daughter how ugly her clothes are, how ugly she is. I
Yeah.
mean, when I say these messages were wildly unhinged, it was not normal.
No.
And to
Nope.
know that your mom did it was crazy. But
Yeah.
what I thought was really odd, and Ivory and I have had like kind of different opinions on this, because when the FBI shows up to the house, Lauren, which is the daughter, and the mom's name is Kendra. Okay,
Right.
this is Lauren and Kendra Licari.
It's
And they show up, and the daughter, Ivory, feels as
so
though she
before
didn't look
so
shocked.
before hold on. Before the whole thing was just absolutely it just there was something not right about it because before they talked to the daughter, she was outside. They talked to the mother, and the mother was just like, "Yeah, okay, I did it." That reaction to me was like, she didn't even try to deny it.
Well, could she really? If they said they tracked it back to her number,
But
could she really
But
deny
let me
it?
tell you, those messages were so freaking vile. I'd be mortified. I'd be like, hell yeah. I'd be denying it. I would have been like, the cat did it. The cat took my phone. Like, I would have been, listen, I would have said some stupid shit. But I am not going to sit there and just be like, oh yeah, I totally sent my kid and her boyfriend completely unhinged messages and told her that she doesn't give good head and to kill herself. Yes, I would have denied it completely.
I feel
That's
like
how
she knew.
like how angry I get though. That's just yeah, I would have denied it. Yep. Straight faced. Prove it to me. Prove
You
it to me.
said,
You better
show
be
the
able to prove that.
receipts.
Show the receipts. I'm all about receipts. I want to see the receipts. I'm not gonna be like, yeah, yeah, I did it. And they were like, well, did you have like were you attracted to the boy? Um, Nothing like that. Oh, come on.
What makes it worse is the fact that the whole time she's telling the husband and Lauren that she's going to work. They done
Two
moved
jobs.
4 times.
2 jobs, not just 1,
They,
2. She was so busy, she had no time for the husband in this fake job that she never went to.
like she said she was
They
at
lost
work.
they lost like 2 or 3 houses in the process
Yes,
of these messages.
right. Now I will say I don't feel like the police handled it well. I think they should have taken them both down to the station, had the dad meet her down there, and had a, I don't know, social worker or a therapist or something there
Mhm.
when they told Lauren. Because, in my opinion, when they told her, she kind of looked like she was trying to like truly process it. It seemed like, you know how you get information, and while you're getting the information, your head is going like, so she kind of looked.
Listen, we can agree to disagree here with Lauren because if I said to you if someone said to you, "This is your mother was the one that sent you those messages for a year and a half," and, like, literally, she was making it seem like it was other kids and blaming other kids, and, like, your reaction is just gonna be, this is what she was doing. She was picking at her
Because
feet.
I think it was her eyes
No, no,
shifting.
because I would have been like, "What?
First of all, I'm a
What?
crash out. I'm a crash
My
out,
mother?
and my mom knows
I wanna see
this.
receipts, it was my mother." I would've looked at her and been like, "What?" I would have stood up, first of all, and been pissed as hell. I would have said some I would have I would have at least been like, "You're wrong." At the very least, I would have been like, "No, you made a mistake."
I would have
She
knocked
her
everything
her
off the
lack of
table.
reaction was almost like she knew it was her mom.
I don't think she all the way knew. I think she had an inkling, but I think when you hear the police say it, it is so different from what you think you knew than them saying, "Nah, it was your," like, I want you to go back and really watch her eyes, not necessarily her face, just her eyes. Like, it seemed like she was like,
No, she was like this, just looking around. Like, first of all, I would've went, "What?" You're not just
But
sitting
if
there.
if you follow the patterns of her behavior through the whole documentary, she doesn't seem to ever have much of a reaction.
Yeah, but I mean, come on. You
Even in
just
the
found
interviews
out
when she's
your
speaking.
mother's a psycho stalker, and
Yeah,
you're
but
just
when
gonna be
you've
like,
dealt with a narcissist your
but
whole
then she's
life,
hugging her mother like, "I don't wanna leave. No, you're not gonna take my mom. My mom can't leave." Like,
but you're also
would've been like,
thinking
"Get the cuffs on her and get her the hell out of here now."
but you're thinking of that at our age. Keep in mind she's 13.
If my
So
listen,
she's
well, she was 15 in all fairness by the time this ended, but 15 my 15-year-old would have been like, "You did what?" Like, my 15-year-old would have been like, "There's no way. There's no way. It wasn't my mother."
I don't
Like, really think
I
about
don't
it. Like,
know.
if you were a kid and you found out it was your mother, what would your reaction be?
But in my defense, I've always been a crash out.
Yeah, all right, me
So
too.
it would be very hard
Yeah.
for you to ask me that because my mom has always known who I am. Like
Yeah.
she, you know what I'm
You
saying?
see, if
Like
I
my
was in
mom
that position,
knows.
I'd be the one getting taken out in cuffs if I were her. My reaction would have warranted some cuffs
She
and
seemed, but you have to think of the dynamics of having a mother that's a narcissist that makes you kind of withdrawn. So
you
the
know what I feel
personality
like
type is going to be different.
but you know what they don't say in the documentary, which I read about and I find really Owen's mother, the boyfriend's mother or the ex-boyfriend, now they broke up, kind of had a funny feeling about Kendra because she would go out of her way. They would travel for like sports, and the mother would go and constantly be like, really like, when is his next sports thing? Who's he dating? Like, too much information that she actually had to put a stop to it.
I also thought what was very interesting is the way the documentary tried to portray them as good friends, right? Kendra did not seem like Owen's mom's cup of tea.
No, it seemed like they were
Owen's
cordial
mom,
and they were kind of friendly just because they were both on sports teams and in the school. So it was
right.
like, I know you because I see you every day. Like, hey, what's up, Nina? Like, but I don't see them as like really close actual friends. It was more like, let's have a fake get together with your husband and my husband because our kids are
I
dating
don't
kind of
even think
thing.
it was like that. I think it
Well,
was
they
more
said
of
that
like,
Owen's mother said it was like that. So she said that originally, like, they were trying to be really nice with them, but then something just felt off with her constantly
but even
questioning
look at
and
them
asserting herself.
separately as people, right? You know, Owen's mom, they live in a nice house. They were the popular people. They were born and raised in the neighborhood.
Right.
Parents, right?
Yeah.
So they were kind of the it people,
Yeah.
right? Which also made
I
Owen
I feel like
like,
status-wise, they weren't on the same level as Lauren's family.
no, and that's another thing too.
Yeah.
They couldn't keep up with.
They couldn't they moved like 3 times. They lost houses and foreclosed
Mhm.
on and yeah.
So I
So they were
think that part
financially struggling.
they could not, yeah, they were not in the same tax bracket. They
No,
didn't even live in the same type
no.
of homes. Owen's home looked beautiful
Mhm.
from uh the documentary. So I think when
Yeah,
you think of stuff like that, they didn't just, and Owen's mom also kept up with her appearance.
yeah.
Whereas Kendra, she looks like Quasimodo. And she didn't really seem like she was trying. You don't feel like that?
She definitely wasn't trying. She
At all.
definitely wasn't trying. I feel like there was definitely jealousy that she had with her kid.
I could see
She
that.
was definitely jealous of her daughter, and I think that's why she was downing her in these text
Yes.
messages so badly.
Yes. Yes. Her mom was her first bully. literally.
Yeah. She was
Uh,
literally, like, shutting her down, and, you know, it came from her own insecurities. You can kinda see it just in the way the text
yes.
messages went.
And even her, when she spoke about it, so just for reference, the mother ended up what, getting 16, 18 months in prison
Yeah, it
or
was
jail.
something like that. Wasn't long enough.
Um, Now she is
Definitely
not
not long enough.
allowed to have any communication with Lauren until she turns 18. Lauren didn't really seem towards the end as if she really wanted to have that much communication with her.
I think that she kind of because in the beginning she did though, when the judge told her,
Mhm.
"You can't have any communication with your mother," she literally requested from the judge to take that away. She wanted to
Yeah,
have communication with her mother, and the judge was like, "No." But you know what? Think about it in the judge's point, though. Here's this kid begging to maintain a relationship with her mother. However, I mean, that could have easily have been an attempted murder charge or like I feel like what if she did try to kill herself? What if something did happen like that?
that and
That's
the
dangerous.
stuff that she was sending those kids, she
Yeah.
needs to be a registered sex offender, period. Dot the
Yes.
end.
Yes. Yeah,
That
I
should
there
not
was
even be up to
definitely
for debate.
she was definitely had feelings towards the kid. Even the cops originally asked her, like, "Do you have feelings for him?"
Absolutely. And
Yeah.
that was one of the first things that they said. It was kind of like interesting to see the reaction of how she even felt about him. That was just very everything about that was very, very odd. But let's talk about Laken Snelling.
Ah,
Child.
that's been hitting the internet like crazy. That's been going everywhere.
So she is a 21-year-old University of Kentucky student that had a
Don't
baby
cheerleader. Don't forget, she was a
or
cheerleader.
stunt because
Stunt.
people keep trying to correct me on
Well,
my
she was
post.
yeah, but she was a cheerleader, but wasn't she I mean, she did the stunts, but same
Yeah,
difference.
more like competitive
Yeah, like
cheer-ish.
the stunt
Yeah.
yeah. So,
So she does that.
which makes it even worse if you ask me though. I'm just saying.
Yes. And everything about this case is weird. Okay. Um, so here's a photo of her in April from the stunt team. She looks to be about 4 or 5 months pregnant. Allegedly, the father of the child was not the current boyfriend, it was the boyfriend she had before. His name was Zay. The current boyfriend is Connor. And what I think is very interesting about this is that he said he hadn't seen her since February.
Zay, you're talking about, right?
Mhm.
Well, as far as I know, they're not exactly sure when they broke up and or how long they dated. However, they saw her with
No, it had
Connor
been
or
like 3
another
years that
man
they dated.
around February. They started seeing her with a different guy.
So, people in the area are saying that they dated anywhere from 2 to 3 years.
Oh,
Mhm.
that's I feel like you know what like, I don't know. I feel like 3 I didn't know that. I didn't know it
Yeah,
was 3 years they dated.
I
That's a
saw that,
long time.
yeah, I thought that well, that's pretty much her whole college career.
That's just a long time to be able to move on to another guy and not still have feelings, I feel like. Like, you invested 3 years into a relationship? That's
But you also have to think of the age. Now
maybe.
so basically it was said she had her baby, she wrapped it in a towel and put it in the trash. It's been alleged that at the hospital she told the nurses, that the baby came out, she heard a whimper, but the face was blue, and so she wrapped it in a towel and put it in a bag, plastic, a trash bag.
Garbage bag, yeah.
Okay. Now she is on a surety bond for $100,000. She's been charged with abuse of a corpse, concealing a pregnancy
Stealing a
or
pregnancy.
see, and then there's another charge. What's the other charge?
It was, abusing a corpse, something to do with the investigation or evidence, trying to conceal evidence,
Yes, trying to conceal
and
evidence.
then
Yes,
concealing a baby or a pregnancy.
pregnancy. So those are the charges as of right now. Based off of what she said, I think that's interesting. But the
See, my
autopsy itself didn't come out completely.
no, it was the
Okay. But the
preliminary, and it really didn't
yes,
say much of anything other than the fact that
it's
the baby was a
inconclusive.
boy.
Right,
Right.
and it's
Other
inconclusive.
which, again, I don't know why you would need a preliminary autopsy report to say it's a boy, because if again, we don't know the gestational age or how old this baby was, the approximate age it was, like, gestation, when it was born. Was it full term? Was it 7 months? Was it we don't know
But
any
it
of
has
that.
been alleged that it was 38 weeks, which would sort
It
of line up
possibly, but
with her
where
looking about 4 to 5 months pregnant at the
maybe.
in April.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know the fact that I didn't know
And
the
he's
fact that
saying he hasn't seen her since February, and the alleged incident where she got pregnant was back in January at her birthday party,
So when did this happen? What's today's date? This happened about a week ago, right?
August 26th. So when you look at
That would have
that,
put her full term, yeah.
right.
Like a cat
So
sticking in my neck.
yeah, so based on what we've been given from the people in the area,
Right.
that kind of lines up. We still do have to wait. But what I think is interesting is this is a girl that comes from a family with money. She has always been the mean girl. Everyone that's spoken out about her on the internet have had horrible things to say about her. That
Yeah, she
is
was
not very normal for you not to have anyone have anything good to say about
she
you.
seems like the type that is always handed everything. It just comes easy to her.
I
You
can
know
see
what I
that.
mean? And I feel like, was she above even getting in trouble for this? Because people like that tend to walk around like, well, I'm me. What are you gonna do to me?
What I think is very interesting was her choice of clothing for her court hearing.
What did she wear? I didn't even see. I wasn't even
That
paying
red
attention.
dress.
Why would you who wears first of all, who wears
That
red to court? Black or
that
blue, black or navy blue, or gray if you're really desperate. Just saying.
yes. So that in and of itself kind of told me
That's who
she
she
has
is
no
though.
decorum,
Yeah, that's her,
right?
like, "Look at me."
Exactly. So that made me wonder, just seeing that alone, I was kind of like, girl, why would you? And she had a red lip on.
Hmm.
Did you think this through?
Yeah, no, she didn't. And what was her lawyers didn't tell her, like, "First of all, I need you to come in matronly looking. I want you to come with ruffles and flowers and, you
You need
know"
to look like an FBI agent with your hair pulled all the way
No,
back in a bun.
you need to look like someone off the prairie. Like, I need you to come in here looking like Mother Hubbard. You look innocent as hell. Like, no makeup, no, I need you to look like, like, come on.
I think even just the choice of the lip color is very telling. To me, those are things that I would pay attention to, because for you to feel so empowered to come in like that, you're already telling me that you're not worried about this.
Yeah. I just feel like there's so much wrong with this. Number one, did she know she was pregnant? Now, we have an inkling that she did just because of her social
A
media
inkling?
reposts
A
and stuff like
inkling?
that. Well,
A
I'm just
inkling?
saying, well, I agree because she looked it. However, what is her excuse for that is what I'm curious about.
I did see a new something new come out. Now this is alleged because I don't know this for sure. But her roommates were nursing students.
That makes it so much worse.
That blew my wig cap right back. Okay. So, okay,
My whole
even if
thing is,
she didn't
so
know, you
did the
gave birth
family
to a baby.
all right, so we're gonna sit
You
there
don't
and
call the
say,
police?
first of all, I feel like there's no way he didn't know because she was showing early on.
She was big and pregnant.
She was with her parents for what, all of spring break or the summer?
All the summer. Everyone was saying she
They
was with
didn't
her
know?
parents the
And
whole
listen,
summer.
I believe that you can go and not know someone's pregnant. However, I could tell by looking at her picture she was, even before the summer.
Especially because this is her, very thin and petite.
Really
But you
thin.
noticed her in that pink dress with the boyfriend? The
She was
way the
starting to get
style
Mhm.
was,
Yeah.
that was very telling too. Um, I don't know because I feel as though she 1000% knew. I and
I'm telling you, first of all,
the
there's no way.
repost of the baby girl,
Yeah. A lot of her reposts showed babies and being a mom and all of that. And then she deleted them, which is very telling. The fact that she deleted those posts says
that
more
part.
than the posts themselves. All right, that's first of all. Second of all, there's no way that you were gaining that kind of weight, being as thin as you used to be, and didn't know something was wrong.
Exactly.
There's just no way. Um, Not even that, you didn't notice the change. I mean, to sit there and say I didn't know because I didn't see. However, like, you're doing all that physical stunt work for the team and you're not exhausted, like, you didn't realize your energy levels were off. I don't know. I just
And
feel like
she also was endangering that baby doing stunts
yeah,
while pregnant.
yeah. What about her boyfriend? Didn't know she was pregnant?
Let me tell you something. Lil Connor is probably lying because if she got pregnant by Zay, you know he was clapping cheeks.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
You telling me
You didn't
you
know?
didn't see you not looking like, your stomach looks a little round. Did you swallow a watermelon
She looked
seed?
around everywhere. I mean,
Her
she
face.
didn't even
She
just
had pregnant
did you
face.
see those chunk of thighs she had going on? She went
Yeah.
from thick legs to chunk of thighs, come on.
Mhm.
Like, come
And
on.
she also told the nurse, allegedly, that she was going to go to the student advisory or, to try to get some assistance. And she just never made it there, allegedly,
So she told what nurse? At the hospital?
at the hospital.
That she was gonna go to the
Another
student
reason,
advisor
correct.
to get help, and she just didn't make it there?
Exactly.
Well, where were the roommates?
Exactly.
First of all, who called the police? Who found
The
the baby?
roommates. The roommates.
Like, what? They had to have been there because what made you
Well,
go in a closet looking for a baby?
probably the smell of blood.
Unless they
You
weren't
can't
there and they were just in there snooping or looking for
you
something
can't
to
tell
wear
me
and saw
you can't tell me they didn't smell that.
yeah, blood does smell fresh. Yeah.
Who helped her give birth?
Well, that's what I'm saying. What'd she do? Just squat and come on, pop a squat and drop a kid? Because listen, I had 10 of them and you don't just pop a squat and it falls out. I'm just saying.
Girl, you be acting hella dramatic during your period, let alone
That
giving birth to a baby.
and first of all, I had drugs and was screaming my head off. Y'all remember the crowning baby? Like, do you not remember when your baby's crowned? That shit hurt and I screamed bloody murder. Don't tell me that woman sat there in that bedroom and gave birth to a whole full-term baby in silence. There's no freaking way. I don't care. There's no way.
There's too much that I have questions about. Was Connor there? Did Connor help her? Was like what
Were the roommates actually in there? while she was giving birth? Or did they just stumble upon it? Because, I'd walk into my roommate's closet and be like, "I need an outfit or something," and maybe they just saw the stains, maybe they you know what I mean? And they just fell upon it. Because honestly, as nursing students, you would no longer be a nursing student if you knew or felt like you knew that somebody might have been giving birth in the next room and you did not intervene. Like, you'd be out of my nursing program. I heard that she gave birth, took a whole nap, cleaned up,
Yeah, I saw that.
tossed the baby in the closet, and then went to class.
No,
You
I'll go to
wouldn't call
class.
out of class? Like, do y'all not remember what it feels like to have a kid? I was
Which
burning from the inside out.
now, apparently, when she got to the hospital, she had to be sutured up because
So
she had a
you
tear.
tore so she had a whole tear.
Which is why it makes sense that the baby was more full term than anything else, because they also kept her for 2 days until they booked her. If that was a miscarriage, they wouldn't have kept her for 2 days. They would have released her that day.
A miscarriage is really just the expulsion of a baby, like, it's the baby you know
Right.
what I mean? She could have miscarried and then given birth to the baby. That's a possibility, I'm not gonna lie. That baby could have, stopped thriving, and then she was gave birth in the birthing process.
Although she did say it was a whimper. She heard a whimper, and it was
Right.
Lou, allegedly.
The fact that
Um,
she said that she if she actually said that, that wasn't very smart. Um,
I don't think
you can't whimper
I
without
think
having
she was
air
just
in
talking.
your lungs.
I think she was just talking. She felt I don't even think she thought she was going to jail.
Yeah,
I legitimately think she was like, "Not me."
because 'cause I'm too good for it, yeah.
Yeah, I don't think she was thinking that. Um, why?
Well, first of all, you gotta think about her mindset, alright? You sat there, you gave birth, you threw it in a can, alright? Then you're went to class, and now you got it the cops came, you got caught, like, that whole thing went down, and now you're sitting in a police station after the hospital, like, that was an awful lot that who the hell knows what she was rambling at that point. But how did this play out? So she goes to class and they call, the cops come, they find the baby. Did they go pick her up in class? Did they wait for her to get back? How did that play out, the arrest?
And the report doesn't really say.
Like, did they go find her in her class or did she come home to cops being at the house?
I
Like,
wonder if we could request the FOIA.
yeah, eventually, yeah. It really all boils down to this autopsy on whether or not I think they're going to pick up murder charges. Do you think that they would? I don't know that they actually will.
Let's be honest. Um, as much as I feel like this people don't want to hear this, but when you look at her,
Excuse me.
sh- she would be the person to get off. Now, do I think she'll get off
Could see it.
completely? I don't know. Um, she may get a year or 2 years. I think even if they find out that the baby's dead, I mean, came out, was alive, and the baby was dead, I think somehow they'll try to get her on manslaughter. She may plead down to 5 years. The only thing that might catch her up is the fact that she had not been seeing a doctor, the fact
Yeah.
that she was still doing stunts,
I mean, but
the
that's not
fact that
really
she didn't
illegal. None
call
of
the
that
police, but
but none of
she
that is
did not
illegal.
call the
That's the
police,
problem.
or that she didn't seek
911. Yeah.
any assistance, right?
Yeah.
So those things, that right there to me could, um
Her biggest issue was throwing that baby in a trash bag and putting it in the closet.
mhm.
Because there's no law that says you have to get prenatal care. There's no law that says, you know what I mean, like, you can't do stunts.
the optics of it, it does look questionable. And to me, looking at it, I would say to myself,
Do you know what bothers me the most about this case?
what?
Not even what she did, but the people in the comment section on social media, or the people sitting there defending this girl's actions, like putting a baby in a garbage bag and chucking it in a closet was just, I mean, it, even if it was a miscarriage, it was just not handled correctly. Like, people are sitting there defending it like, well, if it was dead, it was no big deal. And I'm just like, but it is. And the fact that y'all
I
are defending it
I think the
disturbs me
problem
greatly.
is when people, and this, I think, when you look at true crime and cases on a whole, the real issue is that people tend to look at it from their perspective, and they don't take their emotions out of it and just assess the situation with pure logic, right? Because people look at situations from their emotional standpoint.
Yeah,
Roe versus Wade being overturned brings heightened feelings about it,
right.
right? And it was an attack on women, right? And when you look at it from that aspect, you're going to see it the way that they're going to see it. The problem with that is this was not a 16-year-old, a 15-year-old, a 13-year-old. This was a 21-year-old senior in college. Not calling for any assistance
Like, you
is
didn't even try, and you threw it in the trash.
mhm, that's the problem.
And I don't wanna hear people coming at me talking about, "Ooh, if you have a miscarriage, they throw it in the garbage." Listen, listen, if you've had a miscarriage and the fetus is older, they will give you the baby for a funeral. They don't just wrap it up in a bag and throw it in biohazard unless you don't want it.
Well, people
And
want to
again,
see
there's
it
a
from their
difference between
perspective.
doing it in a medical facility where it's just being discarded safely and just sitting in your room, throwing in a
That
trash
part.
bag and discarding it like it's nothing. There is a drastic difference there. It is
Mhm.
not the same. You cannot, you know what I mean, in any way, shape, or form compare the 2.
All right, so let's talk about Amy Bradley, and I know you have a lot to
Don't
say about
even,
this.
don't even look, I'm getting all like defensive, like, let me at them. I don't even know where to start when it comes to this. Do you want to start with the fact that these
All right,
people are
so
unhinged?
they're very unhinged. Everybody knows who Amy Bradley is. She's the one that went missing in 1998,
Yep.
right? On the cruise ship. Um,
23-year-old goes missing on the cruise ship with her family,
mhm.
vanished, and hasn't been seen in
uh,
27 years.
yes. Now, from the beginning, I knew something was off with the family. I thought that they were suspicious. I felt like something happened, but I couldn't quite say that I felt as though they did it. Does that make sense? Like
Yeah.
I couldn't,
Yeah.
I don't know, like I felt like something was off.
Yeah.
But the more and more this is played out, I have had a lot of questions. I went from believing that Yellow did it,
I remember that.
um, thinking that the family really, maybe there was an argument, she left, and that was what happened. To I went to the fact that I didn't think she fell off the ship originally. I thought it was virtually impossible, but that was due to the time
Yeah.
of what they were saying. Now, the time has changed multiple times, and I think that, or even the fact that the dad went to the nightclub and saw them,
The
right? That
story has been,
originally that story wasn't the case.
yeah,
So that also gave me like, why do they keep shifting on that story, right? But then the issue that kind of made me suspicious is The fact that Brad just doesn't stop. Why? 27 years. Your sister is a lesbian. You have said a lot of homophobic things on social media. You're saying she's out there, you want to find her. But the family and Brad have had two cases tossed out for perjury,
Yes.
right? And they also collected insurance money.
I know that got you. Yeah.
So you're saying
Life
you
insurance.
collected insurance money. So she's only dead when it's convenient to you?
Well, listen, you're more the law person here, okay? How do you sue somebody for being alive because for negligence because they were kidnapped and you're saying that they're out there alive in
But
a
you collected an
trafficking
insurance
ring
policy.
and then in the same sentence you sued them for wrongful death. Well, you sued them fighting that she's alive and was trafficked, and you sued them for wrongful death. How do those two go? How do they go together? How do you have a double suit where you're like she's alive but she's dead? Which one
That
is it?
and the fact that she was allegedly missing for only 30 minutes and they immediately started panicking.
Their first reaction was close down the ship. Don't let anybody off. She's been kidnapped.
A
And then
23-year-old woman. Like
woman,
that just how did you know she didn't go for coffee? She didn't go for breakfast. She
if they
wasn't
didn't dock yet, how the hell did she get kidnapped? Where'd she go?
that part.
How can you say
I
she was
feel like
kidnapped when you
exactly. I feel like there was too much in question
Yeah.
to make me believe that she was the issue.
Listen, this family being I talked about true crime so much. And if there's anything I learned, it's always you got to be careful with the family, the ones closest to them,
Mhm.
the last one with them, and the one with the most inconsistent stories and trying to insert themselves into investigations. And this is red flags all around for this case from the Bradley family. Now,
Huge red flags.
I'm not trying to be inconsiderate because people have come for me talking about, oh, it's you're victim shaming and victim blaming and all that. They ain't the victim. Amy Bradley's a victim. And to be completely honest, the more I dive into this, the more I find, the more it looks like they are something are involved in some way. Every witness statement, everybody who saw her, everything, every story, every almost every piece of information you have is from the Bradley family. Lori and Crystal, they approached the Bradley family, and then their statement was they saw yellow and they saw Amy. You know what I mean? Oh, who did
And
anyone really see them together, or was that influenced? What night was it? Was the same night that they were in the nightclub? Did you get your nights off? Like you came to him 2 days later. You remember exactly which night all of a sudden that you saw them walking up there?
but I want to take this back to that original video that we watched with that guy. If I could find the video, I'm going to put it in here. Where he said, in order for us to believe that she was kidnapped, we have to actually place her outside of the room, right?
Yeah, and you can't.
She has to get out of that room.
There has to
They
be
said
hard
she
proof.
last saw her on the balcony,
Yeah,
right? That's their story. So their story is she entered the room. Now her key card did show she entered the room, correct?
the key card showed somebody entered the room. Yes.
Okay. But it was her key card,
Yes.
correct? Okay.
Yeah.
So for the sake of just facts, we'll say her key card entered the room. Whether that was her or not is to be determined, right? But we're gonna put her in the room because her key card was in there. Not
Right.
only did her key card enter, they put her on the
The
balcony.
balcony.
They put her on the balcony, okay?
Yep.
So we're gonna keep her into the room. The father says that he wakes up, he sees her legs on the balcony,
At 5:30, yep.
right? Now, she's on the balcony,
So
right? As far as we are concerned, the last sighting of her was on that balcony.
yes,
In order for us to say she was kidnapped, we have to put her outside of that
the room.
room.
Absolutely. And even the
Nothing.
FBI agrees they have no proof she ever left that room.
Okay. So, with that being said, we can't say she was kidnapped if she never
Never
left that
left
room.
the room. You have people saying that they saw her, but again, all of that is through the Bradley family. It's all influenced. You know what I mean? Like the girls
Exactly.
approached Brad Bradley and there was a conversation about what they saw. That was an influenced eyewitness testimony. And let's be real,
Exactly.
eyewitness testimony isn't already isn't credible, but now you take an influence from the family. Are you sure it was yesterday you saw her and not 2 days ago? Like it becomes an
Exactly.
influenced, testimony.
Um, so that's the first question, like what actually happened, right? Because there is no infinitive her getting out of that room. And until she's placed outside of that room.
There's no actual proof. There's a whole bunch of crap.
And
There's a whole bunch of like supposed sightings and supposedly she was seen here and alleged, but there's nothing proven.
not only that, the other thing that is worth noting is the fact that the lie detector test from Yellow was inconclusive.
Right.
Brad Bradley took a lie detector test, but they
Did
never
he?
actually said the results.
First of all, did he actually? Because again, he could sit there and say it until he's blue in the face, but who's to check him on it? Like, show me proof that you and your family took a
That's true,
polygraph.
and they have lied about a lot. If
Well,
we're
they
gonna
lied
take
under
it
oath.
there,
So what makes you think
they
that they wouldn't lie to us?
mhm,
They lied to a whole
yeah.
judge. So
So that is definitely
so they're saying that they went to Richmond, the Richmond office, and they took polygraphs. Now, if that really did happen, wouldn't you just finish off the 5 words and say, "And we passed"? Or why would you just say that we
and
took
that's the
polygraphs and
thing.
not finish it?
That has never been a conversation, and I think that that is
They never
extremely
even
questionable.
said he never said they all passed. He just said they took one.
Now, also, Kim Kardashian reached out to Ivor Bradley, Amy Bradley's mother,
Yeah,
and I think it is really interesting that there was no follow-up on that.
yeah.
Why? Why?
Who knows what that conversation is, or who knows what happened
Because
during
they
that
were saying they
conversation.
wanted a big donation.
They wanted a big donation.
Now, if that is what they said to Kim Kardashian, she would be like, "Well,
I can help in so many other ways. Why do you just want my money? That's what I would say if I was Kim K, and I ain't, but just saying.
exactly."
Yeah,
So your question's gonna say, "Well, what is this about?"
yeah.
Right? Like that would be my question. So I just think there's too many things that I would wonder about that, where I don't feel like there's any actual infinitive. They just Brad has kind of made it seem like a money game.
So let me put it to you this way. The family's out here saying there's no other theories that are possible other than she was kidnapped off that ship buy yellow, and put into a trafficking ring, right? That's
Mhm.
their theory. That's the only story they're going with. Where a lot of us around here saying, well, there's other theories. But what I find interesting is when you deep dive into the family, the information that you will find is, it just is there. A
Mhm.
lot of it. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
she was supposed to go work with the uncle, Michael Christensen. Like,
Yeah.
it's not like the man was a maritime, like, he was a whole United States Coast Guard offshore captain. He worked with
And
maritime industries, computers,
the
IT,
insurance policy, to
the
me, that
parents
is
were
the
insurance
most
agents, both of them, mommy and daddy.
that is the most damning thing. And the fact that if something happens at on air or at sea, you could automatically collect that policy.
Yeah, it doesn't take as long as it does for regular life insurance policy to go through. Yeah.
The optics smell funky.
Something about this case and about that. Now, I'm not saying that family physically did anything to her. I'm not saying they didn't, but I'm not saying they did.
I think they did.
Right.
Okay. I think, first of all, I think Brad Bradley, the fact that people thought they were a couple and then those pictures we've seen, there was too many things that make me wonder, did they think they was gonna make her straight? But also I
Were
don't
they
think
trying to
Brad
be
is,
gayer?
but also,
Ungay her? Is that
y'all
even
forgive me if this is not the right thing to say. But Brad Bradley gives me Ellen DeGenerate.
what?
Is it a lie?
I snorkeled.
But is it a lie?
Wait, Brad Bradley?
When you think of him, I think of Ellen DeGenerate.
Listen, Linda.
He doesn't give me straight mail. He doesn't.
Listen.
And it's, I don't know what it is about him. There's something, and I look, I don't have
You
a
have
great
to
game.
wonder
Okay.
if he's not so angry and homophobic because he's upset because he doesn't want to be gay.
Those are normally the homosexuals,
Because, listen, yeah, well,
the
yes,
undercovers, the
yes,
ones that are always
married,
screaming.
yeah.
Yes, those, because otherwise, why do you give a damn what somebody else is doing?
Well, my whole thing is, why are they fighting so hard to be like, oh my God, you're horrible. You said my sister was a lesbian and she's a bi.
But then he also says on the
So,
flip,
so
the
it's like,
same
so
side,
you're upset with me for saying she only sleeps with women, but it's better to say she sleeps with women and men. Either way, she's still sleeping with women.
but he also says that the mom was disappointed because she'd never be able to give her grandkids. So
Meanwhile, they're
if
out here
she,
now talking about, I think Amory's got children. I think I have grandkids out here. What?
and
Where
then
has
the
that
mom
theory
says
that
she
there's kids come
hopes
from?
that there are grandkids out there. Wait, what?
Which could be the product of her labor as a trafficking, I don't know, team member? What? Like, I hope that her 27 years of labor as a sex trafficker has produced me some grandchildren. Are we freaking for real right now? Originally, Brad Bradley says that they were upset with the fact that she was a lesbian because then, the mom had to come to terms with not getting any grandchildren from Amy. And so it made her a little bit upset. Then
Mhm.
he's out there fighting that she's bi, but if she was actually bi and came out she was bi, then your mother wouldn't have been upset for there being no grandchildren because, well, she's sleeping with men and women, then there's just there's still a potential for grandchildren, right? And now they want the
Odd.
product of her labor as a sex trafficking member to be grandchildren.
Like what?
I'd rather my kid be dead. I'm just
Really?
saying.
I would.
I'd
That's not
rather
the part of
let her
pain
jump.
and suffering I
If
want
she
you to
fell
have.
over, if she was tossed over, I'd much rather her be dead or have run away from me and out there living a life that she wants to live than to think that my child was out there living that kind of life every day for 27 years. That my
Yeah, it's
response would
insanity.
be, I'd rather her be dead. My response would be, oh, I might have grandchildren. Like, the fuck?
And let's be honest. If
Sorry.
Amy Bradley is alive, when I would say I think it is maybe a 10% chance. Okay. And that's generous at this point,
A 10% chance you what?
is alive.
Okay. All right. I'll go with you with that. I
Okay.
agree.
If she is alive, I think she don't want nothing to do with them.
Well, hold it.
She
You're
wants the
out there
folks to
talking
leave
about,
her the hell
oh, because I
alone.
love her and the fact that she's her sexuality, it doesn't matter.
Every
We
day
accept
of our
her.
lives,
But you're
we've been
out
looking
there
for you.
to this day with your homophobic post. I wouldn't want to come home to that family. You're lying to the public saying we accept that lifestyle and that community. And then you're out there making homophobic posts. Make it make sense. You can't. I'm just
Everything
saying.
about it is just odd, especially
Yeah.
them specifically. I just feel like it doesn't do it for me. Like,
Yeah.
it just doesn't. But we are going to move along to Gypsy Rose Blanchard because,
Oh,
child, I don't know
geez.
if you've heard
No, what is this
what
one out there doing
has been
now?
happening over the weekend.
What
So
happened for the
she was,
weekend?
Bree,
Back down?
her friend, was live.
Bree?
Okay, so if y'all don't know, Gypsy Rose Blanchard is the girl who had her mom unalived by the way, allegedly, of Nicholas Godeshan. Now, I believe she was the one who did it.
She murdered
And
by proxy.
but I think he was just the fall guy. I think she had most of the work done before the man got there.
I think she definitely had something to do with it
Right?
herself.
Okay. But let's move along. She goes to prison, gets out of prison, with her husband, cheats on the husband, dogs
No,
the
no, no, no,
husband
no.
out.
Hold on. Didn't just cheat on the husband. Made a whole
Well, she
public
gets with the
statement.
ex. Oh yeah, yeah. He's abusive, but he's not. Then the whole time she's saying he was abusive, she's with the ex, allegedly on birth control. Now Ryan did spill the tea on a lie, saying she was never on birth control.
We
I
knew
don't
she
know if you
wasn't.
heard it.
She was going to specialist.
Of course. Fast forward, she has a baby by the boyfriend that had a drug habit while she was in prison. He has had DUIs allegedly and all sorts of stuff going on. We do know that he definitely has a drug habit because people into the
He
weeds
was arrested out in
got a
Florida.
copy. Yes.
He was
Okay.
down there in
So
rehab already. This isn't his first stint in rehab. We
no.
just put that in there.
So he they were on Lifetime. Allegedly, Lifetime dropped them, and I'm wondering if
Allegedly.
Lifetime is trying to go after them because of the emails that were leaked that she was her own source when she had an
We all knew
NDA
that.
with Lifetime.
We all knew that.
We knew that, but there was no proof that she was the source, like outright proof. Like,
Yeah.
okay, um, so it was found out that she was, and so there's no other season of what is it, Gypsy Rose Life After Lockup?
Thank God.
Which was
Last season
the
was
most
on.
boring show
Yeah.
there.
I mean, first, I'll give it to them though. The first one, I just wanted to watch the whole cheating thing play out because I watched it in real life. And so I
Yeah.
was like trying to count my timeline to see if I'm right and shit. But
But that's where they went wrong because the content creators had all the tea,
Yes.
right? We released everything
Before.
before. And if y'all don't know, um, the whole I've got a Chad and you don't, we should probably put that clip in here.
That's so
Um,
funny.
that was to me because her man invited me out for a drink, but I was never gonna go to that because I don't do that. Okay.
You
Um,
and not you and Kenny. Wait, it was Kenny Boy,
yeah,
right?
yeah. Like, which was insane for anyone to ever
Oh,
think.
you
The
make
fact
it
that
cute couple.
Lily, what was the little girl name from Rugrats? Lily. He looked like Lily.
That's
Peach and
so funny.
Phil and Lily, or what? Phil and Lil, whatever. Okay.
Phil and Lil, or yeah,
And first of all, he
Phil
gives
Lil.
okay. I have never seen a man on an episode of anything going.
No, 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 no. Wait, hold on, hold on. I've never seen a man sit Indian style on a bed
That
like a
too.
child.
He looked.
If my husband ever crawled up in my bed to talk to me and sat Indian style, like, okay, honey, I'd be like, what is happening here? What are you doing? I'd be turned off, in fact. That would turn me
He,
off. I need you to sit like a man. Like, like, do everything like a man. Like, don't be coming up here like we're girls getting ready to chit chat, and you're gonna come sit Indian style with your legs crossed on my bed with me, and we're gonna start shooting the shit. Like, that's no. I need you to be a man. Like, that's just wild.
he looked like he was at a slumber party with Gypsy, waiting on getting his nails painted and a
Like
Capri
they were
Sun.
just ready to, yeah, shoot the breeze. Let's talk.
It
Let's gossip. I got secondhand embarrassment watching that nonsense.
absolutely like everything about it was crazy. Okay, so fast forward.
Mhm.
Okay, so she rents a house with Ken. She gets off parole. Mind you, she has done everything under the sun that the parole she wasn't supposed to do on parole, but however, she ended up
She got
getting
away
off
with it
parole.
all of it.
Okay. And now it's said that she's been skipping out on the rent.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
oh, she ain't paying her bills.
Mm-hmm.
That's
And child, allegedly, well, not even allegedly, Bree was on live, her
she's so
friend.
used to people paying them for her. She ain't trying to work. She's never gonna work.
Bree was on live.
Oh,
Gypsy was there throwing that ass in a circle over the weekend in New Orleans. I said, you ain't paid your bill. You throwing it in a circle. Are they giving you some dollars, honey? Please
actually,
let me know somebody gave you that rent money for all that you was doing.
she can. I mean, there's a potential job for her, though. I mean, let's be real. You need to make the money. Go twirl on a pole.
Let me tell you something. The only good job that I think Gypsy could
Well,
do,
open raunchy rubies again. Reopening, grand reopening.
and I normally would never say this, but all Gypsy want to do is lay on her back,
It's all she did
and
her whole life.
that is what it is.
Yeah,
And you know she love a free ride, and pun intended. Okay,
she is the free ride.
that
Just
part,
saying.
that part. So if we're really going to go there, I just feel as though she is definitely a lady of the night. I mean, everything she says is vulgar, raunchy, all about sleeping with someone. Everything is sexualized from
She's
her.
sexually preoccupied. Yeah.
Homegirl said, you know what turns her on at night is when she is watching Dexter with her man.
She said
And we're
that?
not talking about Dexter's laboratory. Okay. We talking about Dexter, the person that kills the bad people.
The serial killer. Yeah, the one who
Hmm.
chops them up into little itty bitty pieces and puts them in a
Hmm.
freaking so she said that turns her on?
Yes, when she's with Ken.
Wait. The woman convicted of murdering her mother said she gets turned on watching Dexter in bed with her man.
That's what they do for bedtime. Child.
Like foreplay is watching Dexter.
Listen, homegirl.
Like if this is the woman who tried to screw somebody in the next room when her mother was dead, laying slashed up in the room. Come on. I could see it. Because again, you know that sick fantasy, twisted fantasy world I always said she lived in? Yeah, I
She
totally see
is
that.
the sick fantasy world.
Yeah.
Even the way she had the conversation with her dad while she was in prison, calling her dad pimp juice and
Yeah, that was a
a lot
little,
of that stuff, she sexualized her father too, which is
first of all, those
odd.
conversations sounded like you knew each other a little too much, and not that you never had a relationship. I'm just saying. That was a
Everything
little
about
wild for somebody who
everything about her and the situation itself just screams odd. And if you've done your research on her, you know that she is not as innocent as she tries to play. She's not innocent at all.
yeah,
Um,
yeah.
and the media just I don't know what type of deal they have struck,
The
but
media
they
because the story is a great story for media. Mainstream media, it's got all of the pieces. It's got the survival, it's got the you know what I mean, you did it for
it
a man.
sounds
It got the
it does
she was a victim of this, she was a victim of that. It just has all the pieces for a great sob story
it
and a
sounds good,
survivor story.
but at the
It's
same
just not
time
true.
that it sounds good, it also seems very sketchy.
There's no
Like, if
way
you really pay attention,
she's a
it
victim of
seems off.
everything.
Yes.
There's no way you could be the victim. There's no way you can be a victim. The worst case scenario of every scenario and be a victim of everything. The worst case scenario
No,
of everything, she's a
life doesn't
victim
work
of.
like that. Right, life doesn't work like that.
No, it's the odds of everything that she says happened to her happening is slim and none.
No, like, no, and nothing is coincidental. Like, I know people like to believe that, but nothing's ever coincidental.
No.
And the optics around everything she says is just not it just doesn't make sense. Again, I feel like because people feel like it sounds good, that it's
Yeah,
okay. That's where the issue is. It's more of like it's sounding good and people wanting it to be that. That is the issue.
yeah, I agree.
So,
So now where is
mm,
Ken? Is Ken in rehab? Have
allegedly,
we
he's in rehab.
still for how long? Where's the baby?
All the CPS and all that. We don't know. I don't feel like she has to be. But then did
You
you see?
never
Listen,
felt
and
like
I
she had
know
the baby
you.
though. You always were like,
Listen,
"There's no
I
way we're
felt
giving the
like I
baby
needed
over
to
to
be in a
murder."
straitjacket because she produced a baby, so felt like there was a baby. But then the fact that Lifetime never had any footage of any
Listen,
of it.
I said that a million times. I screamed it from the rooftops. There's no way this woman had a baby, and nobody anywhere caught her. As high profile as she was at that time, how out in the public, like there's no way. The publicity. With all the publicity she was getting, you mean to tell me not nobody, not the cleaning lady, not somebody in a parking lot, not somebody in a
Exactly.
waiting room, not somebody, not a tech anywhere, not a friend leaked it. Like, come on, there's no way.
Yeah, it's just too odd.
It was too
But we
everything
gotta
else.
tune in to see what happens with her because I've been watching. I feel like there's going to be like a massive explosion when it
So is
comes
she
to
still
her.
on social media? What's she doing? I haven't even
No, she's completely off social
she came
media.
off, right? So yeah.
And so we haven't seen anything, but I don't think that's the end of her. She's not a I think there's a lot going on behind the scenes and Ken not being around. She doesn't really necessarily want to be on social media. So I think that we're gonna really have to pay attention to that because she leaks stuff through by
Yeah.
proxy, right?
Yeah.
But anyway,
We're gonna be hearing
yo,
about the mess soon.
exactly. So just to recap, we spoke about Cardi B, we spoke about Brad Bradley and Amy Bradley. We also spoke about Laken. We're gonna have to really keep
The
up on
catfish?
Laken and the catfish. I'm very interested to see if she ends up speaking to the mom
Me
ever,
too. I'm
like,
gonna follow that.
as
Yeah.
the time comes up. Thank you guys for tuning in to The Soft and the
Yeah, this was
Savage.
pretty good.
Your part, The Soft and the Savage. Thank you for tuning in to The Soft and the Savage, the podcast.
Yeah, I know, I'm looking for it. Hold on. The podcast, I still can't get this straight. Hold on, I gotta read it. Say it again.
Thank you for tuning in to The Soft and the Savage.
The podcast that gives the sugar and the sting.
Say it sweet.
Something about deep.
Yo, we'll get better at this.
Drag
Bye,
it deep,
y'all.
drag it deep, drag it deep. Yes.
I'm working on it.